Right, so I'm going to try and work out what's going on in my code. Got a good idea after last night's sessions. I'm feeling a little bit thick-headed today, but what the hell? Let's do a build. Let's do a run. So if I go to there, nope, let's get the correct one of reort, and then D to center. So we have it there, and I go 0 to show up the status. I've got a little breakpoints or loop stuck in here to see when I breakpoint. And I'm going to go down to display description. I know that's my routine. Go through here, banks in the galaxy data, go into the galaxy routines, go through here, go through there, loads up the galaxy into memory, and clears out there. And I actually want to look at the routines that generate the expansions, because I know that's been going wrong. So if I go here and hit this bit here, which is the bit that generates the string for the name of the current system, which should be reort, I go into here and I've loaded D as a target location to put that text into, and then I call this, and I pretty much think it's because of this working seed, it's complete cobblers. And actually what I need to do is get the system name under BC as before, bit basic. It feels like I'm doing it twice, but I'll do that to generate a working seed and expand again. So let's go through here then. And actually some simplification of this is I know that IYH is a target to write it out to. So what I actually need to do is work on the basis of the system menu. Will have loaded the location into from BC into a working variable in the galaxy map section, which is go through here, draw the box, get the working cursor, see if the galaxy working there, system don't expand. But there's a little bit here to see. Is it under cursor? If it returns 0, then it's a bit of a then it's a current system. Use that. If it's not 0, which means it's going to be FF, it'll use the value actually under the cursor. So go through there. The important thing though is that it goes through here, present system, working in under BC, and then if I'm rightly, it's going to be loading into the correct memory location. Visual under BC, and I thought I was reading that, so I'm going to go to find all references to that, and I want the actual routine itself, which conveniently logs into that memory location there. So I can pilfer that because I know that I must have called it before hitting this routine. So I'm going to go back up to here. I have the routine for name planet, which I remember had that bit in there. So that takes the assumption everything's prepped in D, so you've got various levels of entry points in here. Targets them under BC, loads it into there. So if I do get galaxy digging seed, then I can bypass that bit which I don't need and just call that directly. But at that point now is it doesn't know the target location, because when I did my routine, it was assuming it was going to load into a memory location pointed to by DE. So what I would do now is change that bit that calls galaxy dig into DE, which is down here. DEIY calls that, and then there's the assumption that it's just going to copy into memory. So what I actually need to do is call get there, which is BC, which has been set before. That will then copy it into the target location up until the point and then sticks a 0 at the end of it. I now know D and IY the same. So if I LD D comma, and it's going to be under BC, and that is the location where it's writing the text out to. Expanded name is there, it is. So I will go to Control Z, Control Y, just get back to the last bit of code. Do that. LD. We've pushed HL, we've pushed BC. We've gone there. Let's let LDHL, comma. Stick it there. I'm going to use this as before. And I'm going to do is LD bracket D bracket comma bracket HL, which is actually LDA comma bracket HL CP0 JR NZ comma. In fact, the end of it is done token H done token H A, and then I'm going to do token H loop D comma HL. Oh, my end key's jammed on the keyboard. For flip's sake, let me just pull it. There we go. Apologise for that. Keyboard just got stuck. Some silly idiot poured epoxy resin on it while he was doing a repair to something else and jammed the flipping key partly. Right then, so there we go. So I'll do ink HL ink D. This is really nasty code, but I'll look at optimization later. First thing is to get the algorithms correct. So let's get rid of that. And then JR token H loop. Hopefully that wasn't expanded. Frankly, cogitating this at this state of my head is not brilliant, but I'll have to do. So, as I also have that for the eye, it's going to be the same routine. Sensibility would say, well, let's do a call on it, but to be honest, I'm just going to slap it in here for now, and then get Galaxy Digium Seed, and then token I loop. Later on, it's going to be big enough that I'll probably put it into one routine. But as I've got a load of memory in 8K bank, I won't be able to just leave it as is, and then take the advantage of a one less call to do versus maintenance. Ideally, I could put in a macro or an inline include and do it that way instead. So let's go through here. That's the important bit, because that bit then loads up with the eye. So I've got a slightly difference. This one literally just copies a name out. Hopefully then that should behave. An expansion there, so DB there. And I'm actually going to also add LD bracket D bracket comma A, because I want to put in 0, because I've just been doing that for consistency. Probably don't need it, but for now I'm just going to, because I'll deal with an optimization of that later. In fact, I don't, because I didn't use it here, so I'm actually going to take it out. And the code's very similar. So this one does the expansion, goes through a token I loop, does the token I loop, ends up with D holding a new location, and swapping D with HL there, D comma A, go through there, and that was probably because I can't do EXD HL. Go through there, increment, increment, increment. Pretty sure DHL isn't a valid instruction. But let's go and see. Yes, one error, JR branch out of range, because it's actually just gone. So let's look, 458. 458 is actually up here. And now it's because I've made this lot too long. Really, I've just been bodging using JPs. JPs are faster in certain circumstances though. That's better. Okay, that simplifies one thing. Actually, I can load DE. I assumed it wasn't allowed. But I will now do an elite run. So let's see what happens. I will go to short range, pick up reort, go 0. I have a location of 3x. I am going to put a breakpoint at there. I wish I could work out how to do the BRK instruction in CSpect, because it made my life much easier to get this right. F1 to there, go into this routine. Now I know I'm working particularly around the check for I, also around the check for H, which is around here. So I'm just going to F1, hits this one. Right, this is where I start checking the memory. 0x EB, 0x EB, A9. Yep, it's got that. So I'm hoping that I go getting on the cursor. Then I'm going to go and find the memory location which it was in, which was alright then, Sodgy, I'll go that way then. And get the right way, so I actually want to go through there. And then I get Galaxy in their system. BC, because of course now I've changed the stuff, all the breakpoints are off. So Galaxy target system is what I actually want. So I'm hoping that going to here M Galaxy target system, which is 1397, which is excellent because that should be reordered. So I go oof. Of course, I could say, well, I've already calculated it because I can see it in memory anyway, just save a little bit of work. But I know that 0x F179, and then I'm going to go to F179, and I load AHO, which hopefully is there, CP00. Oh, you little beastie, what happened then? It should have been Z, shouldn't it? Not NZ. What a plonker. Okay. So, let's go through here and then do if I work on the routine, it's somewhere on here. I would actually do a search, but I can't be bothered. So we've got can't be rich, got through there. Let's go to here and go down to this code here, and then Galaxy generate description. Let's refresh these searches because they were rubbish. I'll change the code around and down to here where the token H is, and token I, and then the copy loop, which really should be done with a copy because I actually have a copy string over here, which is copy string A at HL to DE. So that just goes through NCP0 and copy loop there. So if I set A to 0, it will load from HL through into the target, or I could say Galaxy copy star at HL to DE, remove that, go down here and go there, there. So let's see if this is used anywhere else. Find all. Cool there. So actually it is used by something else as well, which is assuming assumption that. So what about that one actually just does it already. What that plonker. Galaxy copy loop is a direct reference to call to it, which is used down here. Let's go for doing this search again. Find all, refresh the pointers, call Galaxy there. So we've actually got that piece of logic there, which we can recycle from here rather than writing all this messy code. So let's go to here. Get Digim seed, Galaxy is there, D is there, so I can just go call Galaxy copy loop and remove all that fluff. Go through there, through there. Get rid of tokens. Do that. Let's try and see if we can reassemble it. Okay, 6 D 0, and then go into my exit of that capture loop. Go into here, F9, going to jump to there. Go to plain description. So I need to look at the capture of H and I. So I am going to F9 that. I was going to F9 that. Actually, probably want to F9 that as well. F1, F7. Right, now we're into it. Expand it. Galaxy. Expanded. Description. I love the ability to have these really long names, even if I can't type them. Galaxy expanded name. So I should be able to go into here and M0x F179, which is my target description location. Please work. It's awesome. Copy there, copy there, copy there. Jeez. So what I should do is just F1 that, and it's lost it. It's marvellous. Let's have another once again good feeling moment, because I certainly had got that. And the issue there was, of course, I forgot to update it back to YY after, didn't I? So after I did that copy loop through there, I need to go the other way. I'm sure it'd be much cleaner to do it as a copy the other way around, but they may be a bit excessive on using those index registers, but you know what, it's a bit easy for me to juggle in my head.